Welcome to Dustin's Vinyl. Here's your host, Dustin Chafin.
Yeah! Anthony Kapfer. Oh, man, I'm going to have to call the funky police.
That funky?
Riff. Yeah, you're going to get arrested for that riff. That was too funky, baby. Too funky. I like it. Yeah, you kind of improv a little. That was nice.
You got to improv. And then I feel like I got to say your name like Dustin Chafin. You got that
like
name.
it.
You got that kind of name.
Yeah, it rhymes a little. In Dustin Chafin, so you can say it, Yeah, your name doesn't rhyme, so.
No.
Yeah. It's okay. But it's different. Lisa's different,
Yeah.
Kapfer,
I don't know.
I never met a Kapfer.
I never did either.
Are there a lot of Kapfers out there, like when you look on social media and stuff? Is there any Anthony Kapfers out there?
Yeah, there's at least one.
Is there?
Yeah. It's not an uncommon German last name, but it's not the most common.
Yeah, you are such a mixed mutt. You got a German last name.
Yeah.
You're Puerto Rican and Italian?
And Italian and also Sicilian. I mean, it's similar, but it's from both places.
Wow, that's amazing. I feel like you have a lot of races inside of you that don't like each other. So there's like a lot of conflict.
Yeah.
That's just happening amongst you. That's great. Very cool. Yeah, there's a couple of Dustin Chafins and
there?
Yeah, there's a couple. Yeah, and it's always weird, It's like my Google's way better. I mean, I'm sure they're pissed off. They're trying to do things in their life and they're like, this stupid hack comic. It's got all the Google.
I'm never going to beat him on a Google search.
Yeah, but what are you going to do? So it's a name's a name.
Yeah.
Very cool. How's your week been? You been good?
Yeah, I've been pretty good. Been working on some new music and stuff like that.
I love it. You're always churning it out, man.
Yeah. Well, I stay home a lot, so I figure I better keep busy.
Well, that's the thing about music. It's like different than stand-up, where you can just you can listen to the cars go by, and then you can just write some music.
Yeah.
I guess every week. Oh God, you're a podcast nightmare.
I didn't think you could hear it.
Yeah, you're a podcast now. How does Jay not get onto you? He gets onto me about everything. How does Jay not go, hey, man, you might want to nothing? Yeah, all right. Hilarious. I always get in trouble, but you get a free pass because you're nice to everybody. My shit's got to be perfect. You drown out the guitars.
Yeah.
Oh, shut up. You wouldn't even know him without me. Acts like he's your log. I've been nice. I've been nice for 2 months, damn it.
You have been nice.
I have.
Pretty nice.
I've been pretty nice. Now it's pretty nice. Now I'm going to go crazy.
You've been kind of nice.
Well,
You've been a little bit nice.
When you have all this genius, you can't just be nice all the time. When you're just laying on the sword for everybody, making sure everybody has a shot. It's a lot, Heavy's the head that wears the crown, Anthony.
Oh yeah, that's what I hear. That's what I
know. Hilarious.
How's your week?
But Jay, that has to drive you crazy, Jay. Tell me it doesn't. That you can hear the
sound.
Yeah, I can't. It's too much. All right, but that's okay.
You want me to close the window?
Yes, it's a production. You close the window, and if I'm a jerk for saying that, excuse me.
Hold on. Oh wait, maybe. Okay, I'll close the window after you introduce Adam.
Oh, after the show's over? Yeah, I'll close the window. So it just sounds like we're at the beach. Maybe we'll call this the beach episode, and we'll cover beach bands. We'll do the Beach Boys and the Cramps and
Dale.
Beach Dick Dale. We'll just do beach music. See, I don't think that makes me a jerk for having just perfection on the sound quality. I think that's showmanship.
Yeah.
I can't. I bang my head, Anthony. All right, let's bring in Adam. I can't do this alone. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're bringing all the way from Salt Lake City, Utah. It's funny, great dude. Give him Adam Holtz, everybody.
Hey guys.
not that you're not funny, but as a comedian, it's almost instinct to bring everybody up and say, this next guy's really funny. Every time. I can't help it. Oh, there's a motorcycle. Do you hear that? Yeah.
Yeah, some nice ambient noise back there.
See? Am I wrong?
Yeah.
Adam, you have my back a little bit? Come on, you're the one that edits this stuff.
Right. Yeah, I have to put a lot of noise filters on.
A lot of noise filters. That Anthony. God forbid you get hot. All right.
You guys also missed the Surfajettes from last week as another beach band.
Surfajettes?
The one.
That's the beach band.
Yeah. The one that
last week. Yeah,
from last week. Yeah.
That Anthony found. Oh yeah, that's cool.
What?
No, they're good.
Playing?
No, he was just bringing them up when you were doing. We were doing the improv on the surf.
Oh
thing.
yeah.
It's a big improv day, Anthony. You did some improv on the guitar, and I went off like Ellen on the staff. Like everybody's just improvising, buddy.
I'm drinking this. This is not planned.
What is that? Oh, it's the green. Oh, that is clear. I love that.
Pellegrino.
Yeah, you love that.
Official
you love
sponsor.
it. You love it when it's weird, like with the
Right.
see-through green.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to block
cool.
the name. You see, I could drink it, and you can still see that it says Dustin's Vinyl.
I appreciate it, buddy. You really look out, and thanks for shutting your window. I mean, I hate to be a diva. I just,
Oh
just
yeah.
want to hear. I want to hear everything you have to say. I want to hear all your music insight.
It
I don't wanna
sounds
miss
better. I'm
anything.
just gonna be real sweaty.
Dude, it's nice.
But it
It's
sounds
hot
better.
outside. It's California. It's like 68 out right now.
Oh yeah, but I have this door closed too. Oh, there's a ceiling.
All right, we're gonna do a GoFundMe for an air conditioner for Anthony.
But
So
you
if
know
you guys
what those
want to,
do? They make noise.
nah, mine's on, but you don't hear it
Mm.
because you got to get.
I gotta get the one you got.
Oh, you got to get this. You got to get the. I think these are better than these fancy ass microphones.
Yeah, you
that
know what
you
it is.
guys have.
When I turn on the phantom power, it picks up all
Phantom.
the background sound.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Oh, it is not better than the fancy mics. Is that what we say?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Well, without the car sound, I think that this sounds a lot better than your headphones.
Oh, okay. Well, whatever. I guess the mic's part sounds right, but I don't think you
Yeah.
hear. I think you hear less noise with these.
I think so. But it's good
We're
now,
just gonna
right?
do. It's great. Well, I had to stop using the fancy mic. Here's the deal. I'm sorry if I don't sound as good as I used to, but I have a Mac. This is going to be a podcast tutorial today. So my my laptop is it's pretty old, but it still works pretty good. It's a Mac and everything, but it stopped picking up the Zoom. Like it wasn't enough. I don't know, bandwidth or power. I don't know what the fuck, wherever that is. It just wouldn't let me get on Zoom. So I had to resort to my iPad and my earbuds that apparently don't sound as good as the fancy mic. But once again, if you guys want to send us some money and up our quality here, we're gonna get a low sound air conditioner for Anthony.
Yes.
And a brand new laptop for me. So everybody, please, you can this ComedyHub. Just go to that. They have some sort of Venmo thing there. All right, this is a weird way to start, but I like it. Now I'm self-conscious. These earbuds don't sound good.
No, they sound.
Thanks,
they
Jay.
sound
That's what I get for
just
messing
fine.
with Jay. Jay's a company man now.
Yeah. All of this talk makes my random poll record much funnier.
Your poll record? What do you got? What kind of
The
poll
random
record
poll? Isn't that what you call it? Random poll?
random poll? What is that? Is that a gay bar? What's
pull, like you pull out, like isn't that what you call it? You say random pull.
pull, not pull? Like you're pulling a record.
That's what
You
I
say-
said. Pull.
You sound like
I'm
you said pull.
I'm saying
I heard
pull.
pull. Maybe it's
That's
because these
pull.
earbuds aren't good.
You
But
gotta push them
heard-
in. Push those in closer to your.
Ooh, that is better. That is better. you said I have a random poll. And
I got so much random pull just in these sweatpants.
It's a great weekend. Had a lot of random poll this weekend. Yeah, you got a random poll? What's your random poll, Anthony? What do you got?
Okay. Oddly enough, I have this record
Oh, wow.
of spectacular sound effects.
Oh, that sounds amazing.
I don't know if any of these. Oh, here it is. Cars.
Do you have
number
do you
5, side 2, track 5, Cars. I've been playing excerpts from it.
Do you have a turntable next to you? Because we could play those and get away with it.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't have it next to me.
Way to
But I
be
can
on
play
top
this
of
one
your.
next week.
Then it's gone. All the.
Well, you
magic's
heard
gone.
Cars. You heard Cars already.
All right, you know what? We'll do
Electric
it.
Train.
Yeah, then we turn into a morning radio show. We're just doing sound effects. Waka waka, hey!
It's got fanfare for Shakespearean and other plays.
What's fanfare? What is that?
I don't know.
Fanfare? What is that? People clapping? What is that? What's fanfare?
I guess it says flourish, alarm, royal flourish, march, retreat, drums.
Okay,
I
no
don't
drums. All right, figure out what fanfare is, and I want to hear it next week.
It
Yeah.
has laughter. It has applause. But it has
You-
spooky stuff
you-
too. Spaceships.
You should play that during your act. Laughter and applause.
That's a good idea. From a record? If I do it from a record, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Not cool. You don't need it. I was just teasing, and you're like, hey, I think I'll do it.
I'm into it. I'm open
are
to
you?
ideas after.
Well, they've done that a lot. I think in the beginning, this could be a weird show. Who cares? But I feel like in the beginning of Zoom comedy, which I feel like I was in there during the, we all were, I guess, but in the beginning of the stages of it. And I felt like there was a few shows, one show on here on ComedyHub that was doing it, Chirping Bird or something. And it was so weird because it was just like, it was funny because I love the guys on there. They're great guys. But it was just like, he would press the thing and it would like we were in so need of laughter, like so in need of it sounding like it used to, that he would like put a sound effect for laughter after every joke. And it just got really weird, man. Drew, that's right. Drew had the laugh track. Drew is one of the hosts, and it was like so weird. And I was like, dude, you don't, like comedy is sometimes it is about silence. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's okay.
Especially mine.
Yeah, it's true.
I used to run a bar show in New York, and we'd have a guy in the sound booth doing sound effects off of an app on a phone, like applause and all the sitcom kind of sounds, all that stuff.
Yeah, even sitcoms is weird. Like MASH would have been a way better show without the laugh track.
With a laugh track. Oh man.
Way better.
Oh.
Like it's a show about people dying in this Korean War, and they're having a fucking laugh track.
That
like,
would be great. I would watch
like,
MASH if they did that.
Yeah, just take this laughs out. They should reboot it without the laugh track.
Wait, it had laughs?
Had laugh track.
Oh.
It did have a laugh track.
I didn't remember that. Oh.
It had a laugh track. I think they stopped doing it towards the end, but the first couple of seasons of MASH, it's a laugh track. Like whenever there's like, Klinger, whoever these guys were, whenever something would happen, they would push the thing, or that you would hear it. You would just hear it. It wasn't like somebody's app.
So MASH had a
70s.
Played an app.
Nobody had an app in the 70s. Yeah.
So MASH had they had a laugh track all the way up to the 11th season.
Wow.
Yeah, that long. I thought they stopped
yeah.
halfway through. That's crazy. Yeah, it's I guess you didn't catch it, Anthony, but they had a laugh track. Yeah.
I must have seen parts of the movie or something. I remember just not liking the show when I was a kid, and I haven't revisited it since I was a kid.
The movie's cool. It's like a Robert Altman film. It's really good. Donald Sutherland stuff. Yeah, it's great.
Well, now I know it has a laugh track. Maybe I'll check it out.
I love how I was like, they should take the laugh track out. And you're like, that'd be funny if they put one in. Like, no,
Yeah.
they had one in.
I didn't know that.
Nobody
They-
can hear
maybe they
each
used
other on
this.
this show. Yeah,
They-
we all
they
hear
probably-
weird stuff. Special effect. They probably did.
They got it.
It
from
was on
here, yeah.
vinyl. Yeah, everything was on vinyl back then.
Side 2, track 1, applause. Track 2, laughter. That's where it all comes from. This is the MASH official. This is album
Bombs.
2.
They have
of
bomb
the 2.
sounds.
But,
They have like military sounds.
oh, they
'cause,
do.
you know, people
Actually,
got
I
shot.
think they
and
do. Gun
Yeah.
and pistol shots.
stuff. Ooh,
They have
that's
that.
nice.
Steam trains, diesel trains.
Just play that on a loop, like Kevin from Home Alone. You know what I mean? Keep people away keep people from like bothering you, knocking on your door. Weird show. Dustin's vinyl. Adam, did you get any records? No. You say you're gonna go to a record store. You're too busy working, making
I
money.
know. Yeah,
We
I
don't
haven't
like
had a
that
chance
here.
yet. I'm gonna try it this weekend. I'm gonna try to go to one of those local Salt Lake record stores. There are a bunch of vinyl records that just came out that I want to pick up.
Yeah, vinyl's it's a big deal, man. You need
Yeah.
to find a way for this generation to waste more money, and they found a way through vinyl records.
Yeah.
we still have our guys like me streaming service and an addiction to vinyl. So it's like,
Yep.
what are you gonna do? I got a couple of good ones. I was did a record store, Revolution Records, here in Los Angeles, and it was funny. I went to Nick Novicki, comedian friend of mine. He's always on the sets with Dustin Chafin and Anthony and I. And we were walking around, and he's a little person, and so it's sometimes hard for him to walk. So it's better for him to bike. So he's on a bicycle, and I was walking. We were walking the streets of Los Angeles, and we were trying to surprise our buddy who had a restaurant. This guy Sal Florio used to have a comedy club in Manhattan called the Sal's Comedy Hole, and then he had a restaurant here in Melrose. And so we walked all the way like 5 miles in Melrose. And we finally get to the restaurant and it's closed. And like we sent him a picture. We're like, hey man, we came to surprise you at the restaurant. I see that you're closed today. We took a picture and we like sent it to him and everything. And then we look up and there's like a big lease sign. So he lost the restaurant. And we were like, hey man, we're just hanging out.
Hanging around in front of your broken dreams.
Yeah, we're like, hey. Pretty much.
Did you take a selfie in front of it?
We did. We were like, hey. And then I looked over and it's like, oh shit, it's released. It closed 2 months ago. But there was a cool record store down the street. So that's the upside to this story. And so yeah, you guys know I'm trying to hang on to my youth and like bands that the kids like. So I got this. This is the I think this is the first album. Or no, it's not. Second album. 21 Pilots. I'm digging this album. Blurry Face, really good
Blurry
album.
Face, yep.
Yeah, I don't think Anthony would like it because there's a lot more rap on this album. He didn't like their rapping on the last album, but I think they're really talented. And this is a really cool album. I've only got through the first album. It's a 2-album, album or 2-record album. And, it's a good thing when you still have the other record to listen to and you've had it for a day or so. It's kind of cool. So it means that I'm flipping the record and I enjoy it. But Blurry Face is a great song. And all this stuff has been good so far. I've just got the first album. But yeah, I don't know, man. It's like sometimes a band, they're uplifting and fun. And I don't know. And the lyrics are kind of like generational about stress and anxiety and like people wanting you to like go this direction in life and all this stuff. And they really have fun lyrics. Like I like really where they go lyrically. Like I think they're tapping into kind of the angst and all the shit that's going on with all of us, every age really. But yeah, I just think I just dig these guys. So now I have 2 albums by them. And then I became the cliche older guy in the record store. Something was playing and I was like, I gotta have that. But I knew them at least. And it's one of my favorite bands from my era. And Echo and the Bunnymen, which one of my favorite bands. There's such a cool sound and it was funny because the girl working at the record store, she knew nothing about them, but she had them on and she's like, what era is this? And I had to explain what new wave was, and it was kind of fun. She's like, I go, it's the 80s. She goes, the 80s? And it was the whole thing. And I was like, because you guys had cars back then? I go, yeah, we did. We had crank cars. We like cranked them up in the front. And but yeah, and so what song that got me was The Killing Moon, which is such a good song. And that song was on, and I was like, oh shit. And I've never seen it on vinyl. This is the original press and stuff from I guess like '85, really. So this is it's a pretty good find. You don't really see Echo and the Bunnymen on vinyl much. But yeah, this is just a good, great kind of new wave band that I really dug. Lips Like Sugar is not on here, but that was the song that introduced me to them. That's a really good song. But Killing Moon is, I can listen to that song over and over. It's so good. But so that was a pretty good find. But that's a cool record store. It was funny. I was looking. I kind of want to leave a review, and because I want to be, because I feel people always leave negative reviews. With like everything. So Leah and I both are trying to leave good reviews, for stores and places we visit, because everybody gets a review. So I looked up the record store, and there was a young girl that was working there when I was there. But then there was it was all 1 stars, because apparently everybody would go in there and be like, this guy that owns the place is an asshole. He calls us all like just poser hipsters, and like apparently he just flips out and says nobody knows anything about music. And it was like, and I was like, I gotta meet this guy. So,
That's great.
But it was like in like 12 1 stars were like, they have a good selection, but the owner's an asshole, and just like made fun of me when I bought the music that I bought, which I think that's hilarious, because we did a sketch on that. Where Anthony was the shitty music guy at the record store. And I think that's fucking hilarious that somebody's just like, oh, really? You're going to buy that? Really? You're going to pay my rent with that bullshit?
This record that I have in stock.
Yeah, really? That I hadn't been able to get rid of for a year and a half. You're gonna buy it, get it off my hands? Really? You have no taste, even though I bought it? Yeah. Even though I stocked it? Yeah.
That seems like the best part about owning a record shop, though.
You could be judgmental.
Yeah. I wouldn't want to own a record shop if I couldn't do that.
Well, that's how I feel about having online shows. I should be able to be judgmental, and you guys always get on me. So,
I didn't say it. I shut the goddamn window. I played my little riffs, and I closed my window.
I played my little riff. I love it. Like you're my dancing monkey. I played my little riff. I shut my fucking window. What the fuck am I doing here? I ain't making no money. I said, fuck out. You just have a full breakdown. Fuck this place. And you just like go off screen.
Right.
Yeah. I'm out of here. Wait, the best though is like if I do that, I'm leaving, and then
push the elevator. Oh yeah. Hey.
I'm back. I'm back. A little sight gag for the podcast.
That's for the Twitch, the 3 Twitch people who accidentally watched the show. This was a gamer channel. Why are there old guys talking about 80s music? What's happening? We want to play Fortnite. What is going on? Twitch has really lost it. If a girl's not in a bikini, I'm not watching it. All right. Twitch gets pretty racy. I had no idea.
Oh, does it? Like, I don't really watch it.
I was like, watch the channel that loves you? Come on.
I watch this channel. This channel doesn't get too racy.
I mean, it does a little bit. We push the edge with our material, at least.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
you're talking about like, like stuff? Sexual images.
Well, you can't do that. I mean. Nipple! We got nipple! Man, when Jeff got here, we go buck wild.
Oh, yeah.
We go buck wild. Well, you know what? He's I guess I'll just say it. He probably won't want me saying anything, but I don't care. So he's doing a musical for the New York Comedy Festival, and he's the Sheba Mason did the Jackie Mason musical or whatever, and apparently he's playing a role in the musical called the Heckler, and he has a singing part.
Ooh.
Singing heckler. Wow.
and Jeff is going to be singing, and he's got a singing coach, and he's taking it very serious. And I asked him, I go ahead.
Does he have a dance number?
That's what I was going to say. I asked him, I said, do you have a dance? He goes, of course, they're going to hire me and not have me dance.
Oh, man, I want to see it.
It's running for 3 weeks. I believe I'm not quite sure where it's at. I think you can probably get it on the New York Comedy Festival.com website. Go support our friend here of the show, Jeffrey Paul, in his musical debut as the singing heckler in the Jackie Mason story on Broadway. So yeah, check that out. That's very exciting. It might be at Caroline's. I'm not sure where it is, but you can check it out. I think it's pretty exciting. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Yeah. You gotta do different stuff. I mean, I don't know. Can't just do this show all the time. Am I right, Anthony? I shut the window.
What else do you want?
What do you want?
Play a riff.
What?
I shut
Play
the
a
window.
little riff.
I got my record of spectacular sound effects. What album 2 of a 2-album set? I don't have record 1.
I give you everything I have. All right. Well, today we're doing after that meltdown. Brought to you by St. John's Wort. I've been trying to get him to take it, guys.
I keep forgetting to order it. I need it.
Stop ordering things. Go down to the drugstore and buy it. There's got to be a CVS in your neighborhood.
Like in real life?
Real life. Do real life stuff.
Okay. All right.
Well, yeah, I do. That's why you should go into record stores. Like, I always feel bad when I order records online. I'm always like, dude, you could have just supported a place that needs it. And
I really cheaper
can't.
online though.
Yeah, they're pretty cheap.
They are cheap. Yeah. They are cheap. But it just depends if it's something, But I just like the idea of not knowing what I'm buying in a record store. Mm-hmm. There's I don't like to go on. I mean, I'll always ask. Like, because the girl at the record store was like, I said, because I want that Cowboy Junkies Trinity Sessions.
Yeah.
And it's never in the record store.
Nope.
And so she's like, you could order it on discography. And I said, yeah, but it's kind of my thing. I always ask for it. And I feel one day there's going to be a record store that's just going to have it. And then I'll be like, hey, and then I bought it at a record store. And I go, I like that feeling better than just it coming in the mail. And she was like, yeah, that's right. I ordered something and it came in the mail and I wish I'd gone to record store. We had a whole thing about, how her generation's terrible at ordering things and not having real experiences. So yeah, we're saying a lot today, guys. We really
should
are.
Have her on the show. Bring her on.
Maybe. Yeah. We'll see. Maybe. I really want the old mean guy. That's who I want. That's the guy I can relate to.
I would love the old mean guy.
That's the guy he's up my alley. I don't want a sweet girl that could or not be into older dudes. I want the old mean guy. That's what I'm looking for.
I'll tell you this: the old mean guy, his window's going to be wide open.
That's true. But he's a character. We can deal with it. It's. You have no excuse. Yeah, green screens and like $400 mics. You have no excuse. You produce albums. Like you're on top of all that. That's why I think the only reason I give you shit because you know better. Yeah, if it's some random person, Will Papuro, and he's in his Honda, that's one thing. But you have you have the whole thing going on.
This mic is so good; it's picking up the whole neighborhood.
I know it's good. I got to go back to the mic thing. Apparently, Jay's got in my head now that I need more, better
I know
quality.
What equipment. I'll tell you about some equipment you could hook up to your iPad.
Oh, iPad?
Yeah.
Oh, really? Okay. Yeah, absolutely. That'd be great. Thanks, Anthony. No help to you, Jay. All right. Anyway. Except just letting us have this time slot. That's all you're giving us.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Come on, Jay.
All right. So today we're talking about we're doing songs. I like doing songs because sometimes the albums are overwhelming, and so it's fun to do songs and kind of switch it up a little bit. And so I had two genres today. Two sections. Genres could be what you want, but it was one was a new song and one was kind of a song you feel is a little underrated when it comes to people knowing the song. And I'm gonna start with you, Anthony, because you're fired up. And so let's go with your underrated song. Let's do that.
Yes. I picked. I think the whole. I picked Local H. All the Kids Are Right. From the album Pack Up the Cats. I think the band is underrated. I think the album is underrated. The song was a single. Um, it it's unfortunate because they were on. I think it was Island Records, and this came out in, I believe, 1998, and like pretty much everybody got fired from the record label right when this was coming out. So everybody that loved them and was like, behind the record was fired. So the label didn't really promote it that much, and it was kind of the last time that Local H had a big kind of mainstream push. And they've been releasing stuff since then. Good music, but it's always coming out on these smaller labels. And they're a great live band, a two-piece band, but they're loud and they sound huge. But yeah, this is. I think this could have been a big rock single in 1998 if the label promoted it more. I think they're one of my favorite bands of all time. So I don't know.
Why do you like the song? Like, what's lyrically and stuff? Like, why do you like it?
Lyrically, I like it because it's not a comedy song, but it's very sarcastic and it has a lot of lines that I think are funny. Pretty much the whole song is about the title. All the Kids Are Right is about. It's like the young kids in the audience hating the band, thinking that they're lame and that they're whatever they don't sound. So that's what the whole song. It's like a self-deprecating rock song about the audience, not thinking that they're any good and acknowledging that he also thinks that they're right, which I think is funny.
Right.
It's sort of like.
Yeah.
I mean, I have a lot of meta stuff that is kind of. I mean, comedy songs are not funny. As the song I did on America's Got Talent, it could be a direct influence. This is an album that I had it when it came out, and I was 14 or something, starting high school. So this was a pretty influential album for me. So I could say that this influenced the stuff I'm doing now.
So they're to blame. So
they're to blame, yes. So if Simon Cowell's watching this, blame Local H, both of them.
Well, we love you, and what you're doing is great. And this is kind of one of those bands that I've always heard of, but I haven't really listened too much of them. I feel like this is like, kind of one of those bands, kind of an insider band and stuff. And then I wonder, Anthony, if this band was popular, you probably wouldn't like them as much, because I feel like that happens with so many bands. Because when I was young, and there was a time, and speaking of Island Records, U2 was a cool band before they became what they are, and it was like, and then I also wonder with what you were saying about the Island Records. I feel like Island Records only cared about U2, to be honest with you. I feel like that was the only band they really like, that, and I don't know, it just felt like they were the main artist on that label for a while.
Yeah, I can't even think of anybody else.
But you know what I mean? I think I just I wonder how much when somebody, like, there's something about it when a band not everybody likes makes you like them a little bit more.
And not only that it's like kind of cool to like them, but I got to see them at really small rock clubs in New York. And I got to open for them in Chicago a bunch of years ago. A band that I was a singer in a band. We opened for them. It was a New Year's Eve show, which was it's like they're from Chicago, so the Chicago New Year's Eve show is like the big show of the year for them. That show was like, I think there was like 600 people there. But every show I've seen in New York.
Okay, let's go back a little bit. This is really cool. So this is like one of your favorite bands you got to open for them. That's awesome. Like, so how did this come about? Was it like contest?
So
this was,
it was, yeah. Did I tell you this? It was.
No.
This was in the MySpace days.
Oh wow. Okay.
They used to do a Halloween show where they would cover they would do a whole set as a band. They would do like all Nirvana covers or all
Yeah.
whoever. They pick a different band every Halloween. And I think this was 2007, and they were doing this contest on MySpace, and they just said, you know, if you're a fan of the band, do a video covering one of our songs, and you can come and play the song, come and do the song at a show opening for us. So I made this music video for a song I covered. They have a song called Cooler Heads, and I covered it. I made a video for it, and I won the contest. And I
that's awesome.
submitted it as the band name that I was in, which was a band called Kung Fu Grip. And so we won the contest, and I was like, well, you know, I reached out there, the management or whatever reached out to me, and I was like, well, we're a band, so can we do like a whole set, and can we do our own songs? And they were like, yeah, do a set of your own songs, but make sure you just do that one song because all the fans will know that one or whatever. That was like the stipulation. So we drove to Chicago. We did a couple of shows along the way, and we did this show, and it was pretty cool because it was like people on the MySpace page and on their message board on their website, people were like talking about all the videos and the contests and stuff. So like a lot of the people at the venue knew who my band was just from that. And so we had a really good show, and we got to do a Local H song in front of Local H, which is a little bit weird, but kind of cool.
That's incredible. Look at that.
Yeah,
That's great. I had no idea. That's phenomenal.
Yeah,
you were you were crushing social media before it was even a thing.
Yeah, I didn't know it would turn into this.
Well, your life depends on it. Yeah. Wow, that's really cool. Yeah, that's amazing. I don't think too many people have that opportunity to like open for the band that they really dig. And,
so if they were bigger, that might not have happened.
Yeah, maybe. Or be like me, just doing 10 minutes in front of the Cult. You know what I mean?
Right. Sweet.
Very cool. Yeah, so I think this is like I really enjoyed the song. The stuff about merch, I think is always, you know, that was funny. Like, you know, just about live shows and t-shirts and the kids and the thing. And
they
just
won't wear our t-shirts anymore. And,
yeah, all that stuff. So yeah, it's just it's I love kind of inside lyrics, you know, about kind of, you know, how hard it is or the business or, you know, whatever. You know, I always you know, like a song like Turn the Page, or, you know, whenever a band or, you know, has some sort of insight to what it is to be an artist, to be on the road or perform live shows. And I don't know, I always think that's a, you know, kind of an interesting back of the room kind of thing that, you know, I think artists get a kick out of it. You know, we probably get it more than the average listener. And so sometimes when you're writing music like that, that might be a reason why you're not mainstream, because you're kind of like, you know, I mean, you know what I mean? Like,
well, I'll tell you, that's the case with comedy. If you try to do that kind of comedy on America's Got Talent, they will send you home.
Yeah. Well, you know, you showed up, you did your thing. What are you going to do? At least you've let it go. Anyway.
It's so weird. Track 5 on this record is Simon Cowell tells Anthony Kapfer he's the greatest of all time. I don't know how they got there.
That's unbelievable. You went into a time machine. I love it. Adam, how do you feel about it? I feel like you dig this band.
Yeah. I actually haven't listened to them in a while too. I had was it their first album that had Bound to the Floor on it?
That was their second album, but it was the first big one.
Yeah, and they're a band that kind of remind me of Eve Six and Harvey Danger and Our Lady Peace, bands that had these, you know, these maybe like one monster hit and then deserved so much more. I mean, if you listen to their albums, they have so many great songs on it. But you know, the '90s was a kind of a weird time. You know, with alt rock, you had a lot of these bands that got kind of pegged as one hit wonders, but they had so much more.
Local H, I think, had like 5 great albums in a row. The first 5 albums are amazing.
Yeah, I have to really go through their discography. It was so long since I've listened to it. I really liked Bound to the Floor, and this song I thought was great. I really like that kind of self-depreciating humor that was in there, and that kind of feeling of, you know, even from the other side going to a show and having such high expectations and then just being so disappointed. I mean, we've all been to so many concerts like that too.
Yeah, I think the Sheryl Crow was like that for me. I was like, wow, this is
Sheryl Crow.
yeah, it was the most boring show I've ever seen in my life.
I went to
man.
I went to a Ryan Adams show once, and he was
Mm.
so hammered on stage
Oh,
that
wow.
people were just fighting, and everybody's sitting down. This was at I think it was at the Beacon Theater. There were actually fights in the crowd.
Wow.
Wow.
I love it. That's I mean, yeah, that's the thing. You don't know what you're gonna get sometimes when you have
Yeah.
an artist that drinks and stuff. Like you just, it's crazy. Very cool. All right. So we'll just go around. We'll go to Adam. What is your underrated song?
All right, so I stuck with the '90s also, and
Of course,
this is a band that I feel like so many of their songs are underrated. They, critically, they over the years they've been kind of pegged as one of the better bands of the '90s, but and this is Pavement, and the song I picked was Frontwards. And I think they're a band that they didn't really get their due. I mean, they only existed from '89 to '99, and they're reunited now. They're touring again, but they haven't put out a new album since '99. But they were I think they're starting to get their due more now. I mean, they're hugely influential. But now recently they just had this song Harness Your Hope, which became big on TikTok. So now you have a whole other generation.
Oh, cool.
And that's why they I think they released a new music video for it. They released an EP, Spit on a Stranger, with it.
Wow.
The funny thing is that song is, they have so many great songs, and that song, which was just a B-side off of Brighten the Corners, is now their top streaming song. But
It is a good song though.
oh yeah,
That whole album's great.
yeah, I think that was their next to last album. Terror Twilight was their last one. So the one I picked was Frontwards, and this one actually wasn't even on any of their LPs. Their debut album was Slanted Enchanted in '92. This one came out right after on a 4-song EP. So I hadn't even heard of the song until they put it on a best of album, Quarantine the Past. And I think there were a few different Pavement songs that I was thinking of putting there as like an underrated song. And when you think about it, their only song that actually ever hit the mainstream was Cut Your Hair off of Crooked Rain. But this song I feel like encompasses so much of what Pavement is about. There's that kind of non sequitur lyrics. There's there's those kind of like universal truths or these interesting observations that pop up. I love the lyrics in it where it says, where Malcolm sings, "I've got style for miles and miles, so much style it's wasting." One of my favorite Pavement lines in it. But I think this is a definitely underrated and definitely underappreciated song. And they have such a big catalog. It's definitely one to check out. And I think they're a band too where every single fan of theirs has a different favorite song. And a lot of that just goes to, they only had really one mainstream hit. But also I put them as a band like another band I was going to pick before I chose them was the Replacements. And I feel like they're kind of similar bands, and even actually the Replacements had influenced Pavement, but they're both bands that are cited by so many other bands as influences, but they just never, for some reason, they just never clicked with the mainstream.
Yeah, another band that I feel like I've heard of and don't really, go out of my way to listen to, but it was funny. Anthony and I were in the car one time and we heard it and we were like, this sounds like the Replacements. And I was like then I played him some Replacements. And so they're definitely an influence. So liking the Replacements, I think I automatically like this band. I can't believe they hadn't had anything since '99. That's crazy. They seem like a band that's like very talented. Like, I feel like there's a lot of influence there, a lot of even some blues and things like they really can kind of go off and jam, which, I didn't think that about them. It's funny. I'd mixed them up with somebody else. Like at one point, I thought they were some metal band. Like I had no, sound.
Oh,
It sounds like Pavement. Like I just
Yeah.
assumed. And Jeff brought them up once, so I just assumed they were some sort of metal thing. And yeah, but this song's great. I think they're good. They're definitely. I went down a wormhole a little bit. I started listening to their first album, and it's great. And I just kind of Volume 1, I think it's called, or something. And I just kind of started listening to that and trying to get into them a little bit and trying to just kind of absorb it more and know when people bring up Pavement, know what they're talking about, because I feel like it's a band I just I listen to probably everybody that influences them, but I don't listen to them. So,
Right.
but I like this song. I thought they were great.
Yeah.
Anthony, you seem like you like them. You're a Pavement guy.
oh yeah, yeah. I like a lot of Pavement stuff, and Stephen Malkmus, his solo stuff, which is what he has been doing from 1999 until Pavement got back together.
Yeah.
He has a lot of good solo albums also. Yeah, I like this song. I like the song. I like Pavement. Um, I'm glad that they're reaching a new audience because of TikTok. That's awesome. But it's not this song.
Right.
But
No.
this one's still
No.
underrated. Yeah, I like it.
Very cool. Great. My song is a lot of people have heard it, but I still feel when people think of Sinead O'Connor, they always think of like Nothing Compares to You. They think of her outlandish behaviors. There's a documentary out now about kind of her bipolar problems and psychological problems and things. But I think this is it was the greatest album of the era. I think this is such an underrated album. This is The Lion and the Cobra, one of my favorite albums, and Mandinka is one of my favorite songs. And it's like, when people think of Sinead, they don't think of this song. And even if you have heard it, it's such a good. It's the hardest, kind of a hard rock kind of feel to it, kind of a hard folk sound, I guess is what it was. This song never charted. I think it never charted in the U.S. at all. It was like 17 in UK and then like 29 in the Netherlands. They did a dance remix of it, and it was kind of popular in the dance club scene. But I just feel like this is the song that it is how I was introduced to her on 120 Minutes or something, and it was like one of those things where the video was great. She's like covered in gold. She got the shaved head, like it was great. But it's just one of those Sinead songs that I crank up all the time, and I just really feel that like this is an artist that kind of went in the wrong direction, and I feel like if she had gone more to this sound, I think the catalog would have been a little more kind of true to what she kind of music she wanted to do, because they wanted, after Nothing Compares to You, they wanted her to sing love songs. They wanted her to kind of like have this angelic kind of goth voice and everything. But like this is like this, the music in this is great, and the guitars and kind of the effects and stuff that they do with like Jerusalem and all this kind of creepy kind of dark music. And so, but I really love that song, and it's one of my favorites. And Anthony, how you feeling about Mandinka?
I like it. I had not heard it before, and
nice.
I didn't know that Sinead O'Connor sounded like that at any point. I really liked it. It's a really good pop rock song. I think that if the production was a little less 80s, the song itself would be very contemporary. Sounds like a lot of the indie pop rock that is popular right now. Just a slightly 80s sounding production, but I liked it. I would listen to more if more of her stuff sounds like that.
Very cool. Yeah. I don't know. I guess it's just like, I guess when you're older and like this music was popular at some point, when you were younger, it's like, I was having the same conversation with this chick about Echo and the Bunnymen, and I was just like, she's like, yeah, it sounds 80s, and I'm just like, I go, does it? Because I go, I feel like some bands stay in an era, like Devo kind of stays in an era, but I feel like if Devo, if something, but like I don't know, I think this could. That's why Kate Bush is able to kind of like be popular now with that song, because I don't know, I think this song could possibly kind of cross over and it wouldn't sound dated if you put it on a soundtrack or something. you put it
Yeah.
on a TikTok. I
Yeah,
think it
yeah.
just really depends. But some bands definitely stay there. Like Def Leppard has a hard time doing a new song. It's like, because they just stay there. Very cool. Adam, how'd you feel about Mandinka?
I like the song. I never really got into Sinead O'Connor. Other than hearing "Nothing Compares to You" or and obviously seeing the Saturday Night Live performance, which ripped up the picture of the Pope. But I'm just reading here that she did a version of Nirvana's "All Apologies," which I definitely have to check out. It said she made it into a modern folk hymn.
Oh wow.
So I gotta check out some more of her music.
Yeah, she surprises you with some good stuff. I think she and even her last album, which I think came out in like 2015 or something. It's like she kind of got away from what the producers were doing and or record label was doing, and kind of got back to more rock and stuff, more kind of like Irish rock and kind of folk stuff, which I think is kind of what I like about this song. But this is a great album. If you get a chance, listen to the whole album. It's
Yep.
fantastic. I always bring it up because it's like one of my go-tos. Um, let's go with the new songs. We don't have a lot of time, but we'll just kind of go through these a little bit. I found a really weird one, which I enjoyed it. How weird it was. I don't know. I'm not even gonna be able to pronounce this.
Yeah.
A hug up, Arian maybe. I don't know. We're gonna go with that. It's off the Bolts album, and it's the song "Right to Riot." And yeah, it's really cool. Apparently, this is like this guy was like a teenage kind of guitarist in a punk band, Symposium, I think is the name of it. And he also opened up
Hmm.
for Metallica, which I thought was crazy. But
Oh.
yeah, this is it was it's when you're just trying to find something new and whatever, and like I liked it that it was almost annoying in the first couple of minutes, couple of seconds, and I'm like, what is happening? And sometimes if I'm in the right head, I can get into something weird. And this is kind of one of those songs that just this drumming, and almost sounded like it was just drumming on just the side of a building or something.
Right.
It's like
Yeah.
it was just like kind of like obnoxious, and then it kind of had some breaks and some like industrial music stuff, kind of dancey things started happening, and then I don't know, it just sounded cool and weird, and it was just I don't know, just something that kind of like, you just want something that you're not used to listening to. And this is definitely something that kind of like piqued my interest when I heard it. Anthony, as a percussionist, did you like enjoy some of that stuff? I feel like,
Yeah, it was a lot of drumming. In the beginning, it
yeah,
sounded like
yeah,
bucket drums or something, a drum
yeah,
circle
yeah,
or something like that.
yeah,
And then these electronic kind of dance drums came in, and it turned into kind of almost like a Chemical Brothers song
Yeah.
almost.
yeah,
Uh, but it was cool, totally unexpected. I didn't expect that kind of sound, and I liked how weird it was. It was pretty cool.
yeah. We like weirder here on the show.
Yeah.
Uh, that's why we picked you up. All right, Adam.
I thought it was interesting. I think there's I mean you have the drums at the beginning. You got this kind of Middle Eastern sound in the middle, and then you have laser beams.
Yeah,
So it's definitely yep. There you go.
We got it from Spectacular Sound Effects, Volume 2 of the 2 album set. This is album 2.
he's influenced by that album for sure.
Right.
Very cool. So what's your new album? Your new song, Anthony?
Oh, I picked the artist is called Phaser Days, and the song was called Break. Um, and it's just kind of indie pop rock, I guess. It seems like it's I don't think it's a full. I mean, maybe there's like a live band, but it's like kind of a solo project of I forget what the woman's name is. But this is something that was recommended to me on Apple Music, and I it just came out, and I liked it. I thought it sounded pretty cool. I think she's from New Zealand. So we've been between me and Adam. I think we've been picking a lot of New Zealand indie pop rock
Yep.
artists lately. So there's something going on over there. It's the new Seattle, I
Right.
guess.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is off of an EP. I just thought it was a cool, catchy little number.
I
Yeah.
hear the heroin is actually better over there. But yeah, this reminded me kind of Sugar Cubes, and kind of just just that kind of experimental, great sounding female vocals and things. And so yeah, it was cool. It was funny going from Indica, like to Sinead, and
Yeah.
it felt very very close to kind of that same type of vibe, I guess. But yeah, I thought it was good. Adam, what'd you think?
Yeah, I mean, this is a band that I hadn't heard of them before. I know just that more of definitely a type of music that I like. It has a very 90s sound to it, and it's reminded me of the Beths and some Courtney Barnett and Wet Leg. So yeah, I'm gonna definitely check out the rest of their stuff.
Very cool. What was your new song, Adam?
Well, a couple weeks ago we covered Frank Turner, "England Keep My Bones," and he put out a new album back in May. I hadn't heard it yet, and so on this trip I'm on right now to Utah, I decided to download a bunch of his more recent albums, and I became hooked on this. His new album is called Frank Turner Hardcore, and he goes back to his hardcore punk roots, but it's also an album that's he's basically pissed off, and he's just kind of getting more personal. I mean, he's been personal on all of his albums, but he's getting really personal on this one. But I picked this one, The Gathering, which is more of a kind of like a fist pumping anthem. It's all about coming out of the pandemic, and it's about longing for music, for live music, being able to, as he said, I want to fill up the gaps between us. I want to feel that. And it's a fun song. It's a fun anthem. It reminds me a lot of the Struts. And it's got some great lyrics, like this one where he says, but we're pent up and we're pissed off and we're perilously close to the precipice. We're butterflies in ballet shoes and brothel creepers coming out of our chrysalis. And
Nice.
It's just it's just a great, I think it's a fun song. It's a fantastic album to check out. And it was, I mean, there was probably 3 or 4 songs I was going to pick on this, but this was one of the first singles he put off the album. And I think it's an appropriate one. It's kind of the opposite of actually the local H song, since this one's all about really wanting to be at a show. But yeah, I thought this is a great song.
Yeah, acoustic punk, I think, is a genre that I could really, really get into.
Yeah,
I think it's definitely it's like you almost like you could see him performing when you listen to it. Like there's so much energy coming through the music. But I definitely when you picked that album, I kind of got into him a little bit more and started listening to some of the works. So yeah, I really like him a lot. I think he's great. Anthony, you like it?
Yeah, I think it's pretty cool. I probably, out of all the songs that we all picked, I probably like this one the least. But it's still really cool, and I really liked the production. I like the way everything sounds on this. The guitars are really beefy, and it's cool. It's got great energy. I mean, they captured the energy on that.
Yeah, but you don't like a lot of aggressive men, so I could see why.
There could be only one, It's got to be me.
All right, everybody. Thank you for watching on YouTube. Thank you for listening on all the podcast platforms, Dustin's Vinyl, and support Twitch. This is a great channel, and ComedyHub is our family, so please take care of us. Donate to them if they have something, whatever. We love you. Thanks, Jay. I'll get a better mic. Now I'm paranoid.
I will shut my window next week.
Yeah. And if you're in New York City, go see Jeffrey Paul singing and dancing. All right. Bye, everybody.